The year is 2025. The Taliban controls Afghanistan. India faces a critical choice: engage the Taliban or shun them. This is a defining moment for Indian foreign policy. For decades, India has championed democracy and human rights. The Taliban regime presents a direct challenge to these values. Its ideology is antithetical to India's secular democracy. Yet, India cannot ignore Afghanistan. Geography is destiny. A stable Afghanistan is vital for India's security and regional interests. India must weigh its principles against its strategic imperatives. There are no easy answers. This is realpolitik at its starkest. India's security is deeply intertwined with Afghanistan. The Taliban's return has emboldened anti-India militant groups. Pakistan's influence in Afghanistan remains a major concern. Economically, India has invested billions in Afghanistan. These investments are now at risk. Disengagement would cede further ground to China, which is eager to fill the vacuum. Afghanistan's instability could spill over into the region. This would exacerbate terrorism, refugee flows, and drug trafficking. India cannot afford a failed state on its doorstep. The US withdrawal from Afghanistan has left a void. India must now navigate a more complex and multipolar regional order. Engaging the Taliban poses a moral dilemma. The Taliban's human rights record is abhorrent. Women and girls face particularly severe repression. India's support for democracy and human rights is a cornerstone of its foreign policy. Ignoring these principles would undermine India's credibility. However, complete isolation is not a viable option. Engagement, however difficult, provides an avenue to influence the Taliban. It also allows India to deliver humanitarian aid to the Afghan people. India must also consider the precedent it sets for other countries facing similar dilemmas. How India balances its interests and values will be closely watched. India must pursue a calibrated and pragmatic approach. This requires a delicate balancing act. Engagement should not equate to endorsement. Continuing humanitarian aid is crucial. India should work with international partners to ensure assistance reaches those most in need. Dialogue, however difficult, must be maintained. This provides leverage and a channel for conveying India's concerns. India should leverage its regional clout to encourage the Taliban towards moderation. This includes pressing for an inclusive government and respect for human rights. India's Afghanistan strategy is a test of its strategic maturity. The choices made today will have long-term consequences for India and the region.